This is the G Podcast with your host, Tonya B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 215 of This is the G Podcast. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm Tonya B. And each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea with the one and only Tonya B. Syracuse Mike updates us on the DA Fani Willis hearing and more. The Newsmaker crew is here. Vi, Talib, and I dive into the latest New York Times presidential poll. We'll talk about it. And we've got our first contestant in the Newsmaker trivia contest. But before that, let's go ahead and get into news with Syracuse Mike. Mike, what you got?
News team, assemble!
For the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
AT&T says they will give customers affected by the nationwide outage last week a $5 credit. The offer does not apply to AT&T Business and Prepaid or Cricket. For more info, you can log on to AT&T's website.
These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones.
That's Trump late last week speaking to the Black Conservative Federation annual gala in South Carolina. Other black leaders around the country are condemning some of his comments, calling them racist.
I got indicted a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly.
The former president added that black Americans also embraced his mugshot and that he knows black people because they built his buildings. NAACP President Derek Johnson said that his organization is outraged but not surprised. There was another hearing Tuesday as a judge considers whether to disqualify Fulton County DA Fani Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade from handling the case against former President Trump and other defendants. Terrence Bradley, Wade's former law partner, and an admitted reluctant witness returned to the stand for questioning after a ruling requiring him to tell more about what he knew concerning Wade and Willis's relationship. Defense attorney Ashley Merchant says text messages between her and Bradley prove that Wade and Willis were together before 2022.
But do you recall me asking you, do you think it started before she hired him? And you said absolutely. Do you recall that?
I see that in the text message, yes.
An attorney for the DA's office objected, saying that the text messages amounted to gossip between two lawyers. Bradley says he does not remember when the relationship between Wade and Willis began. The Supreme Court has agreed to decide if Donald Trump is immune from prosecution. That means the court will hear arguments the week of April 22nd, and that will delay the federal case against him for trying to steal the 2020 election. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 4 federal charges in the case. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is stepping down. He announced his decision Wednesday. McConnell, who just turned 82, has led Republicans in the Senate since 2007, the longest period in Senate history.
Father Time remains undefeated. I'm no longer the young man sitting in the back, hoping colleagues would remember my name. It's time for the next generation of leadership.
McConnell will step down in November, but plans to hold on to his Senate seat, where his term runs until 2026. McConnell is more aligned with Ronald Reagan than Donald Trump and found himself increasingly at odds with fellow Republicans in recent years. He and the former president have not spoken in years, but there are reports that McConnell will likely endorse Trump in order to help the Republican Party regain the Senate. It was called a dueling border visit, as both President Biden and former President Trump made trips to the U.S.-Mexico border. In Brownsville, along the Rio Grande on the border with Mexico, President Biden asked Republicans to show some spine and support a bipartisan border security deal that Trump asked them not to.
The U.S. Senate needs to reconsider this bill, and those senators who oppose it need to set politics aside and pass it on merits, not on whether it's going to benefit one party or benefit the other party.
Hundreds of miles northwest of Brownsville, Trump once again focused on what he called a migrant crime wave fueled by Biden's border policies.
The United States is being overrun by the Biden migrant crime. It's a new form of vicious violation to our country.
The former president even blamed the current president for the recent horrible death of Laken Riley on the UGA campus. In Fulton County, Judge Scott McAfee said he hopes to rule within 2 weeks on whether DA Fani Willis should be disqualified from the Trump case here in Georgia. Friday marked closing arguments, where each side took about 90 minutes to summarize their cases. The issue, did Willis benefit financially from her relationship with her prosecutor, Nathan Wade.
We're here today on this motion to disqualify DA Willis and her office because of her judgment, frankly.
That's defense attorney John Merchant. But Adam Abate, an attorney from the DA's office, said the defense has not made their case.
In this instance, they have to show the actual conflict would be that Miss Willis received a financial benefit or gain and did it got it based upon the outcome of the case. It doesn't make any sense.
And now all of those involved in that unnecessary altercation last weekend in Atlanta have apologized. That includes former NFL quarterback Cam Newton, who said there's no excuse for his behavior during the fight involving him and a couple of other coaches at a 7-on-7 youth football tournament. The other two coaches apologized earlier this week.
Thanks, Mike, for the headlines. Talib and Vi, the country commentator, they are here. And this is our first week of Newsmaker trivia, so we have our first contestant. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just play the applause first. Michelle from Miami, or greater metropolitan Miami, because Miami's so huge. It's a big place. Yes, it covers a lot of space. And the name and location, of course, changed to protect the innocent. So thank you for coming on, Michelle. We appreciate you.
I would be the innocent. Okay.
And full disclosure, y'all, Michelle was a colleague in another life and follows me on a social account and found LinkedIn and found the podcast and started listening to the podcast. So I do have to say thank you so much.
Yes, for sure.
I didn't pay her to listen. I didn't beg her to listen. So why do you listen? Why do you listen to us, Michelle? How can you listen to us?
I was super interested, and when I started listening, it was all about how real everyone was. No one was stuffy. Everyone was having a good time, but you were putting out the facts, you were putting out the truth, and you were giving different perspectives. So it wasn't all like we're all tightened up in a little box or anything. And I appreciated that. And I like the realness of it. I'm from New York, so we like the real. And so I continue to listen, and I look forward to hearing the broadcast each week. I listen in the gym, so that's a good time.
Yes.
So it keeps me moving on the treadmill while I'm listening, and sometimes I just bust out laughing for no reason. And everyone's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, "I'll tell you if you want to know."
Now Talib is paying attention when you say New York. Talib. What radio station did you listen to in New York, Michelle?
Let's see, Kiss FM, of course. Wendy Williams, and BLS with Frankie Crocker. That was like way back in the day. And KTU, and not too much power because I had already left New York. Right. And I worked for a Spanish language station. I worked for Mega up in New York. Yeah. So grew up with.
Cool. Good stuff. You get the air horn.
Right. Oh, thank you.
and the other thing, real quick, and I took a little bit of your business time, but you also own a yoga business. It's called Michelle Yoga and Wellness LLC, and she also has a yoga app, Yoga Moxie. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So I left the business a few years back, and I loved yoga. I did my first yoga teacher training 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I started teaching on the weekends and going to the regular job. And Thomas, you know what the regular job was. And on the weekends, I was super zen. And during the week, I wasn't so super zen. So I said, I think I want to do this a little bit more. And completely left everything behind in the corporate world and started the yoga business. Now, I will tell you, I'm not a millionaire by any means, but I do really enjoy teaching yoga. My favorite students are when they tell me today the same thing happened. And someone tells me, I've never done yoga before. I'm not flexible. I'm like, yay, I'm so happy to meet you.
So quick question, Michelle. With everything that you listen to this podcast, which being a yoga instructor, that's kind of counterintuitive. But anyway, but really, if do you notice people, are they more tense in 2024 than they were when you first started?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you go even to approach someone. I teach on the beach. That's one of the places I teach. And people can be super tense. And you can see it in their bodies. The big thing about yoga is a lot of people will tell me I'm not flexible. I'm like, neither am I. I have to open up my hamstrings every day. And the main thing about it is that you have to breathe. And sometimes it is so difficult for people to even connect with their breathing and breathe well. And once they get into it, it's a completely different thing. And that's why I do it.
Wow.
So for that.
We definitely need you on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And her husband's a cop too, so we can't keep her too long because she's like in the car doing this. So
he's already questioning.
He's already like, what are you doing in the car?
Right, exactly. He's suspicious. Was he an investigator too? No, we're not doing that.
No, but he used to be a SWAT officer, so.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
We got to have him on, too. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you again, Michelle, for coming on. First question.
Thank you.
Vi, you right up on it? Are you ready, Vi?
This is ready.
Newsmaker trivia. He's slowing down a little bit, so let's get up on that. Get up on that, man. Okay, go ahead and ask her the first question, Vi. Okay.
Question 1. This former talk host and a billionaire media mogul will leave the board of Weight Watchers following the revelation that she is using a weight loss drug. Who is this person?
Oh, I just heard about this story. I believe that's Oprah Winfrey.
Very good. Yes. Right. She is right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, Vi. Go to the next question with Talib Shabazz. Talib, what you got?
All right. So this Kentucky Republican decided to step down this week as the longest serving leader in Senate history. Who is this senator?
Mitch McConnell.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the first time and only time Mitch gets applause on this show.
Bye, Felicia.
Yes.
Come on.
And he left on give it to the right. And he left on one of the most hated compliments she should have gave him.
What's that? Which one?
He is one of the most hated, revered Republicans that we ever met.
Yes, and his own people don't like it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
I actually heard this week, I think it was when he was leaving, Kristen Sinema was almost like crying. And people, right?
Was he crying because he's happy or crying because he's sad?
I have no idea. Like crying like, oh, I'm so sad you're leaving. It's like, wow, really?
Sinema is such a fake. No. She's such a fake.
Man, I would have paid
Vote her out.
I would have played the HBCU theme song. He said he was leaving.
Oh yeah, me too. I'd have brought the band in. Alcorn State. All right. Hey, you don't need the tiebreaker because you're a winner. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you the tiebreaker just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Biden says, and this is already over. Biden says he hopes to see a ceasefire by next week. What was he referring to?
The situation in Gaza.
Yep, you're right. Look.
Michelle,
was that hard, Michelle? Was that hard?
It wasn't that hard.
Absolutely. No. People would know that. So, Michelle, thank you for playing. You're receiving the autographed copy of Watch Night from author Harold Michael Harvey. Again, thank you for being a good sport. Thanks for jumping on. And we appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. And
thank you. Yay. This was fun.
Yeah, got teary-eyed. Yeah, Michelle, get out the car in the garage. All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. Always good to have a happy listener, a winner. Thank you again, Michelle, for coming on. Man, Biden said he hoped for a ceasefire next week. I'm not going to get you started to leave because I'm glad she didn't get I'm glad she got it, but I'm glad we didn't have to use that toward the contest.
Yeah, no need. We're having hope, Baco. Don't destroy hope.
All right. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
All right. All right, y'all, jumping on these topics for the week, man. You heard in Mike's report, Trump is standing before a group of black conservatives. And you heard it. I'm not going to say it again. And they cheered after he said most of this nonsense. And now the New York Times comes out with the New York Times Siena College poll. And we've talked about the Quinnipiac poll next week where Biden was ahead. But now this new poll by the New York Times shows that Biden's losing to Trump 48-43. And also, you know what they said in the poll? They said most of the folks who answered the poll said they know he's committed serious crimes, but they're still voting for him. So, with this, Talib, I'll go to you first. You look like you need to say something now, and I'll come over to Vi. But after the black conservative thing, the poll, and then people within the poll saying, look, we know he's committed. I think 53 to 55% of the folks who answered the poll said, hey, they know that he committed serious crimes, but they're still voting for him. What do you have to say? Go ahead.
I just don't. I don't understand. I don't see the attraction. If you know this guy is a criminal, why would you want a criminal to be the president of the United States?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You wouldn't want a criminal in your house. You don't. You don't want your daughter or your son bringing a criminal home. Yeah. Why would you want a criminal as the president?
Amen.
The highest office in the world, the leader of the free world.
Yeah. Yeah.
The black conservatives, that whole thing was it was a shit show. Yeah. And I didn't think it could get any worse than, well, the blacks love sneakers, so the blacks are going to love Trump.
Yeah.
And here we go. We have some people who, listen, again, I'm not here to argue whether you want to be a liberal or a conservative, whether you want to be a Democrat, Republican, Green Party, or, no label. I don't care what label you put on yourself. It says something about you.
Yes.
To want this man to be the president so bad that you would give half-hearted applause just to save face, because that's what it sounded like. That wasn't one of those rip-roaring, oh my God, he said something great, and
it wasn't like Def Comedy Jam.
Right.
The Def Comedy Jam. Let me go over to Vi. Vi, again, I said 53% of the folks, and they may have been a little bit higher, on the poll, the New York Times Siena College poll, which puts Trump up 48-43. 53% of those folks said they know he's committed crimes, but they're going to vote for him anyway. So what do you think?
Ignorant people. I'm thinking like this. Have you heard of, excuse me, have you ever heard of a good criminal? I haven't. Unless you think he, Robin Hood, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. He's stealing from the rich and giving to himself. So no,
he's stealing from the rich. And he's stealing from the poor to give to the rich.
No, he's stealing from the rich.
Taking from the rich.
He's stealing from Trump. Steal from the rich, the poor, the immigrants, and keeps it for himself. He is a selfish person.
Yeah.
I've never known a crook to steal to help somebody. And my thing is, if you think he's gonna help you out, what are you on?
Yeah.
My thing is, you put a person in a public office to serve the people.
Right.
He has never served the people. And when he does say he served the people, he lies. And all you got to do is go back and look at all the lies he said he was going to do. He's never done it.
Yeah.
The budget, he made the budget. He destroyed the budget. He put us in more debt. All the debt that Bahama had done is get it out of. He basically tripled it.
Yeah.
Even Republicans said it. He created money worth problem. The free wall. We don't have a free wall. And the friends who are taking your money to build
Mexico
a wall.
said, hell no.
And the people who are taking the money from the wall to build the wall are pocketed. They get prosecuted, go to jail for that. So he's never lived up to anything he said he was going to do.
Hey, Vi, can I say something? When the wall, you mentioned the wall, when the wall thing came up and Mexico, he said Mexico's going to pay for the wall.
Yeah.
You know that meme with Ray Liotta, the Goodfellas meme, with him, that laugh.
Yeah.
That's how Mexico treated it.
Yeah.
That's how.
No, senor. No, senor.
They didn't even look. They did not even consider him to. You know.
I got even something better.
No.
Did y'all watch the show about Michael Jordan when he won the championship, and they asked him, "What do you?"
The Last Dance. Is it the Last Dance?
Yeah, the Last Dance. And they asked him, "What do you think about when Gary Payton said if he had guarded you the full time they'd win a championship?" And Michael Jordan said, "That's what everybody should have did when he said that."
Yeah, I agree.
No, he's a joke, but we're gonna put this joke back in the office, and he's only running not to be president. He's running to stay out of jail.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let me say this, Matt, and I want to go to the next thing. The situation in Fulton, just happened. We're in Atlanta, Fulton County, and we've got this guy who is a cult leader who they actually gave a verdict on him this week. Black guy, he's charged with rape, a lot of different crimes. And he got life and 10 years. Okay.
Good for him, never getting out.
And his followers were coming up saying how good he was, how good a man, and it just reminded me of the Trump people. because here's a guy, I mean, I'm not saying not quite as egregious, not as egregious as this guy in the, running the cult in the Atlanta DeKalb area. But it reminded me, when you see the looks on their face and the way they're speaking about him, because I'm with you, Talib, it's not about the party. It's not about whether you're a Democrat, Republican. It's not about whether conservative or liberal.
No.
It really comes down to what you did. Look, I mean, we got this. I mean, I just don't know of any other president. Maybe I never watched The Apprentice. Maybe it's The Apprentice that did this to people, that have them so enamored by this guy that they're willing to just give him 53% of them saying, "Oh, we know he committed crimes, but we're still going to vote for him." Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all think about. Love your feedback.
He's a bully.
Yeah, go to castropolis.net. I need help me help you. Go to castropolis.net. Leave me a people. Leave something. Hey, on a completely different note. Everyone seems to have apologized for the 7-on-7 fiasco in Atlanta last week. Even Cam Newton has come out and said, "Look, sorry, blah blah blah." Vi, I know you saw it.
Oh yeah,
Cam Newton fight. Everybody in the world was talking. Everybody in the world was talking about it. Hey, so what do you think? I mean, now that it's kind of water under the bridge, moving on. Quick thoughts.
I can understand why Cam is apologizing, because it was his thing, and he's the figure.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, he really he don't done anything to apologize for. He did not throw not one blow. All he was trying to do was avoid getting beat up. He didn't try to punch nobody. All he did was try to keep you from punching him. He didn't even try to defend himself. He was just trying to keep you from punching him. So I'm going, I understand why the other folks, they should apologize, because y'all grown men. I thought it was kids at first, but no, it was grown men.
Yeah.
Y'all grown men.
No, he was handling them like kids.
Right, he was handling them right. He was handling my thing is, like I said, Captain didn't throw a punch.
No, he was just, I mean,
he was just trying to keep them from beating on him. So I'm going, yeah, Cam, you apologize because you're a bigger man and you are the figure.
Literally a bigger man.
You're the bigger man.
Because somebody said, if you ever go up to Cam Newton, what's the guy in Jacksonville? Real quick, Lawrence, the quarterback for Jacksonville. QB for Jacksonville Jaguars, and what's Peyton Manning. If you ever go up to these guys, you'll see that it's freakish how they're built. They're big guys.
Cam is 6'5", 6'4", 250.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Don't that sound big?
Yes, he sounds like a dude I don't want to challenge. Right,
6'4", and he's an athlete. Like people realize he's a retired athlete. But when I say retired, Cam's in his 30s, and he's still working out. So you actually think you got a chance?
Yeah, he still thinks he can play. Yep. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go to you, Talib, or if you comment on that, or just go ahead and kick us off with your take for the week? Either way.
Well, really, my only comment is the dude went to Westlake High School.
Wow.
Y'all don't want to get him started. You know what I mean?
Don't admit entire Westlake popularity.
No, but as a Fulton County graduate, knowing where Fulton County is,
I'm sure that if he really started to break the paws out, somebody would have been hollering. So
don't mess with the bolt rock.
Look, that's the SWATs. That's Southwest Atlanta.
Yeah, that is
Southwest.
Southwest.
That is
no.
Even
it just reminds
even the punks, I'm not messing with. I'm not messing with the punks over there. Let alone somebody that, come on, and he works out.
That's what they were saying.
Come on.
No, dude.
They showed a picture of him. He was fighting in the NFL or college. He had his helmet off and he was smiling.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, look, right? If you're in a fight and you've got you're cheesing from ear to ear,
that's what I'm talking about.
Nah.
So what's your take for the week? What's your big take for the week? I'll start with you, Talib, and then I'll go to you.
Well, I had something really trifling in mind for my takeaway for the week this week, but
you can go for it.
No, but actually, we have another situation that I want to kind of say, what the hell, guys? Can't we get this right? We have another train derailed, this time in Pennsylvania in the Lehigh Valley. Of course, it's Norfolk Southern again. And they're saying that that happened this morning. So
what is up with Pennsylvania?
I don't know why this is all happening in what we consider to be the bread basket.
Mm-hmm.
But we're looking at, Ohio, Pennsylvania. These are this isn't. I know some people might think of it as kind of the East Coast, but these are kind of inland. You know what I mean? These are so. This is, to me, when you start talking about heartland, this is where heartland starts and moves into your Iowas and Idahos and Kansas City, stuff like that. So I don't understand. I don't remember hearing about. I remember hearing about Amtrak derailments, up from the 80s. Mm-hmm. And maybe I was just in tune a little bit more living in New York. The train system was way more prevalent than it is, now. But, what is going on?
These are freight trains, right? These are freight trains.
Yes, this is a freight train. But it's on fire. But again, it's on fire.
Yeah.
And now they were saying, I think it was that there were a couple of cars that actually ran into the, no, I'm sorry. I thought it was the train was just hauling box cars and tanker cars. But again, what is in tanker cars?
Yeah.
Chemicals.
Yeah.
Stuff that's bad. And you got Norfolk Southern, come on. Y'all just spent all this money buying up the Gulch in Atlanta, renovating buildings and all this other aesthetics, and you're putting nothing into your trains. We still, we still got the conductors union or the train union that was, that didn't really get what they needed out of their, when they wanted to strike. Joe Biden, one of the times that he let me down, I just don't get it. Guys, put some money into your own infrastructure instead of paying all of these record profits.
Yeah, I agree.
Invest something back?
Let me stop you there, Talib. It's amazing to me that, as you said, these companies are getting record profits year over year. That the infrastructure bill we passed, that basically the tax money, our money that's going to help the infrastructure, and supposedly also help the transportation system, which is interesting as I'm watching as we tape. Buttigieg was on this morning. I guess this happened after his appearance on the news, on the news channels. But we got to do better because, at some point we're going to get into high-speed rail, cross country. We can't get it across Georgia. It's sad. They don't even want it. They'd rather have roads than rail. But eventually we got to figure it out because it's not just going to be tankers and freight. We're going to have more people going cross country. So figure it out before I got to get on one. Because I'm not getting on the bullet train. I'm not getting on the bullet train until you figure out the freight. You can't even carry the freight. You want me to get on the bullet train? No, dog. No, not me. Go ahead, you, Vi.
Well,
what you got?
I want to talk about the trial in Atlanta, the Fani Willis trial.
Yeah,
I'm looking at.
Don't call her Fani, man. That's them. Fonny.
Okay, what she did was basically she made a bad judgment call to date this guy. That was wrong. But I don't see how they can take her off because they star witness. He basically denied everything he's told them in the text.
Yeah.
He denied everything. He said, "I don't know what y'all talking about. I speculated. I don't know."
But you know what? Like,
can
can I say this to you, Vi? Can I say this to you? It really. This is not even why they're trying. This is not why the hearing is taking place. The main reason why this thing is taking place is to find out if she benefited financially. That has nothing to do with her relationship with this guy. It has the only thing they need. The thing that they must prove is that she benefited financially from giving him this gig.
But they're not even talking. But
they have no evidence of that.
But they're not even talking about that. So I'm going, why is this guy someone to make the decision? Going, like the guy said, it shouldn't even came to trial in the first place.
There's only one reason why. This is what Trump does. Mm-hmm. If he has a credible source coming after him, he does stuff to discredit the source.
But the
he
judge,
wants to run. It's not about anything. I mean, it's not about them winning or losing. It's honestly coming down to public sympathy and support.
Yeah, I know
that's why the Trump people want to do this.
I know why Trump does it. I get his that's his thing. But I'm looking at our system and judgment go, dude, you are the judge. Right. Why you let this go this far? And why do you need 2 weeks?
Well, he wants to hear all the arguments. Now that it's out there, he wants to make sure it's thorough.
He's heard all the arguments. Now he say he need 2 weeks. You still need 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what the Trump policy is, or his MO is to besmirch and then delay. Besmirch,
you know what?
Delay.
To me, it could be really interesting if he does not win presidency. Are we really going to put him in jail? Because he's no.
Let me tell you, you know what's going to happen.
He's got that to go for it now. We don't put him if he don't win president.
But I'm gonna help you out. You know what's going to happen? The same thing that happened last time. I'm already telling you, he's going to deny that he lost. They stole the election.
Okay, he can do all that. Look, I'm talking about the court system.
Rinse and repeat. It's rinse and repeat. But see, what happens to the court system is it gets delayed. Right. Whatever happens, the same thing that happened this time is going to happen next time.
There's no way he can delay another 4 or 5 years.
You say that.
No.
You say that.
Well, you didn't think he'd get elected
either.
If a Republican win, then I know nothing about him. They've already said they will pardon no matter what. But I sat
here with 2 other gentlemen back in 2016 who told me, "Oh, there's no way he can win.
Oh, Baker,
he ain't winning."
I said the same thing. I told my mom that there's no way he's gonna win.
And I said, "Do y'all see all these Trump signs? You must not live where I live."
Well, I was in Korea.
I see. No.
I was in Korea.
Oh no. I was right here, and I saw the Trump signs.
When I saw he had won Michigan, I ain't look at. I just turned the TV. I said, "I don't know. I can't."
That's it.
I said, "He don't win." And then you know what I said there? I told everybody. I said, "Now I know how the white folk feel when Obama won."
Yeah. Well, not kind of but yeah.
That's how I felt. I felt horrible. I said, we let this guy run president. He's dumb. He's stupid. He's not even smart. He's dumb. He's got to be.
But there's no way that you can compare the two. But I got you.
I know Bush would have. Bush. Damn, I'm not the dumbest president no more.
And even Bush.
Bush
looks like a Rhodes Scholar after.
Bush said, people don't even talk about me no more. I am just like I was 20 years ago. Bush said,
the decider.
He said, I am not even talked about no more.
Hey, the decider looked like a Rhodes Scholar. Yes.
He said, man, I'm cool with Obama. I'm cool with. I'm the cool president.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, y'all. Let me give you mine, and we'll go ahead and wrap it. But last week, the title of the podcast was GOP Grand Ovaries Problem, and apparently Facebook didn't like that. So
they like the Grand Ovaries. Is that why we didn't have a video last week?
So they pulled the post and said so. And of course, Alabama. Well, no, but you know what? They didn't pull it on Instagram. They didn't pull it on any place else but Facebook. But
I mean, somebody on Facebook didn't like it.
Yes. So, and I do believe we get shadow banned. I do believe we're shadow banned for some of our comments. But if you were offended, too bad. If you got the joke and the stupidity of Alabama, thank you so much. I appreciate you. But anyway, I just wanted to let people know.
You talking about Alabama?
Damn Facebook.
You talking Alabama after they lost Saban? Oh, they ain't trying to hear that. That's too much. Yeah. That's too much. Yeah. They still ain't over losing Saban yet. You gonna talk?
Yeah, I know. Had to be somebody. I don't think it was anybody from Alabama though. I don't know. But hey, this weekend I do want to say something real quick, and I'll throw it back to you guys. Selma Jubilee is this weekend. Bloody Sunday anniversary is as we tape this weekend, and it's commemorating the 59th year. And a good friend of our podcast, Karen Renee, is running for Congress. Got to say what's up to her out of East Point. She's running for the 13th district, originally from Selma. And definitely a friend of this podcast, and we're going to be definitely giving her the opportunity and pushing her, man, because she deserves, from Selma, done a lot all over the city of Atlanta and the surrounding areas. So, and NAACP, Job Corps. So interested to see the impact she makes on the new District 13, which is an interesting district. So we'll be talking about that in the future. Real quick, just quick final thought. I know we gave our take, but Talib, I know you look like you had one more thing. Go ahead.
Nah, I really don't. But
okay.
Actually,
shout out or something.
Yeah, let me give a little shout out real quick. Sister Regia is not doing too hot again, so what I'm saying. I'm just gonna say get well soon, feel better, all that stuff.
Definitely prayers to Regia, man. Big supporter of the podcast. Responsible for you being on the show. So thank you so much. Hope she's doing well. Got to check in with her. Yeah. Quick shout out, Vi. Got any shout outs?
No shout out, but I got one thing I probably should have said. My big takeaway: the new law that Georgia is passing that giving police the authority to lock up anybody they think is an immigrant.
What?
And they're also passing a law that they can't be punished if they make a mistake if they did it in good faith.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yes.
I got it. We got to have a good friend of mine. He is, his family, definitely a family of immigrants. Got to have him on and talk about this. It requires a podcast. Have him on, and we got to talk about what's going on in the country. The situation UGA. We hadn't talked about it as much. But we definitely want to get into it.
That's what's causing. So basically,
that's what's causing it across the country. Yeah,
they can pull us over and say, "Y'all for Africa. Y'all don't supposed to be here."
Yeah. Okay. All right. Love getting your feedback, positive and negative.
Damn, you gonna end it on that note? Really? Really, man?
I'm gonna leave him out there. We like your thoughts. Go to castropolis.net. Go to castropolis.net, y'all. Pray for Vi.
I'm the country.
Choose the people phone. Thank you.
Country don't know no better.
Leave us a voicemail. Pray for Vi. And hopefully back the best. Thank you again, Michelle. Thank you for coming. Luckily, Michelle got out when she did.
Right.
Let's take a break, y'all.
I love y'all too.
We love you, Vi. Let's take a break, y'all. We'll come back with the tea. We'll come back with the tea with Tonya B. Appreciate y'all. Lord, pray for him.
Hey, peace out.
I'm singing blue skies, sunny days. Life can get confusing, it feels like a maze. same. Got me losing track of time, and I know you're to blame. Yeah. Cause you know that your love's not for the both of us. I swim in the deep end till I feel like coming up. Just here for the weekend.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tonya B.
Yes, children, it's time for tea. It's your girl Tonya B right here on This Is the G podcast. So that means it's time to sip the GT. Let's just get right to it. Starting off on another somber note, prayers up to actor singer Billy Porter, who recently lost his mother. Man, Tommy B, that's a hard one to deal with. Ooh, wish him all the best. And just as everybody grieves differently, just send him love, light, and positive vibes. Now, we ain't talking about Wendy Williams. Now, who's back in the news? I'm so glad you asked. It's Puffy again. More sexual assault allegations and sexual harassment charges have been filed against him, but this time the accusers are men. There was even an insinuation, allegedly, of a situation between Philly rapper Meek Mill, Stevie J, and some sex tapes. Puffy walking around nude, and even an allegation that he harassed his boo thing, young Miami and City Girls. I guess she just there for the check, if he harassed her cousin. And there's also, and I'm not saying names because no names are needed, you figure this one out. A superstar artist with a Las Vegas residency who just performed at the Super Bowl, who ended up having to seek medical attention. Again, I'm not naming names, except this one. Producer rapper Lil Rod was the one who filed the lawsuit. It's very graphic, almost like the one that Cassie filed. But Lil Rod is also the one that produced that flop of an album Diddy had out last year called Love. What's love got to do with it? Happy 75th birthday to Jeffrey Osborne. He's looking good for 75, better than some 35-year-old Tommy B. But, he's being sued by these two women for $2 million who were at his concert, and they said they were humiliated and left in emotional distress during the sing-along segment of his song, You Should Be Mine, the Woo 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 song. They're upset because they said Jeffrey went and passed over them to let some Caucasian women sing, and they wanted trial by jury. I've got 3 words for them. Ladies, have a seat. Well, the documentary Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told premieres on Hulu March 21st. I got my popcorn. What in the living single facts of life is going on down at the Real Housewives of Atlanta? I'll tell you this, they need to just shut that down. They beat that horse and there's no more life in it. And I'm just wondering if Kim Fields is so broke that she's going back to the show that she left because she claimed that it tarnished her brand. Ooh, what in the tooties going on? Well, I'll tell you one thing, Don Lemon, fired by CNN, laughing all the way to the bank, never has to work another day in his life because they just wrote him a settlement check for $24 million. That's what I'm talking about. And after more than 20 plus years, Tommy B, 2 men have actually been finally convicted of the murder of legendary Run DMC DJ Jam Master Jay. The sad part about it, one of them is his godson, the other one is a friend. To quote Rakim at the opening of Friends by Jody Watley, friends are hard to find, so be careful. He ain't no friend. Save the date, June 7th is the new date for Bad Boys 4, starring Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, whose character Mike Lowry is actually getting married in this installment of the Bad Boys film franchise. And I think after you get to the 4th one, it's time to sit it down, go do something else. Also, Eddie Murphy and Keke Palmer are in the ATL as we speak, filming a movie for Amazon Prime called The Pickup. What are they picking up? People, money, stolen cars. In Atlanta, they might be picking up rims because they go for a premium price. They steal them off cars every day. Congratulations to actress Gabourey Sidibe, who we know as Becky from Empire and also in the award-winning film Precious. She and her husband are expecting twins later on this year. Also expecting, Steph and Aisha Curry are expecting baby number 4. Now they and all their children so far have all been born in July, and baby number 4 may make its debut in July as well. I still say these kids are going to have a dynasty when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. Just stay tuned. Well, Tommy B, the number 1 movie in the country is One Love, the Bob Marley story. It's now made more than it cost to make to date. revenue exceeds, I'm so excited, it exceeds $100 million. Yes, yes, yes. Also save the date, March 22nd. Now, you know, March is National Women's History Month. March 22nd, Netflix, Regina King portrays the groundbreaking, trailblazing New York Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, who in 1966 was the first woman to get into the Congress. Also want to remind you, Academy Awards are next weekend. Anybody care? Not me, unless Coleman Domingo walks away with some hardware and Angela Bassett, You know, her show 911 went from Fox to ABC, but she's getting an honorary Oscar next month. It's all good, but just like Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, they should have gotten one for their work. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the G Podcast YouTube channel and the Birdwire on demand, Castropolis.net 24/7. Have a great week, everybody.
Big thanks to Tonya B, Talib, author and political analyst Harold Michael Harvey. Thanks to the crew, Millennial Nick, Lady J, Regia, music by K-Dub, all those who help us make it happen each and every single week. Thanks to Michelle from Miami, our first Newsmaker trivia contestant. If you want to be a contestant, go to Castropolis.net, sign up, win an autographed copy of the new book from Harold Michael Harvey, Watch Night Again. Sign up at Castropolis.net. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for the podcast. And with that, y'all, episode 215 is in the can. Have a great week. Peace and power to the people.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.